we're still smiling, we're still laughing, we're looking for ways to enjoy life even in the midst of all of this, and actually take advantage of some of it to slow down a little bit and um, and refocus all over again on those things that really are important. Yeah, it's a difficult time, especially right on the heels of having taken on the responsibility of a new space, for our academy, and we were really excited about that. Having places to really expand the academy and begin to grow our student base way beyond what we've been able to do because we didn't have dedicated space for it. So, we had a great ribbon cutting, and then literally the next day we started seeing signs that things were going to start shutting down. Our ribbon cutting was on Thursday, and I got a call from my wife who works at Vanderbilt University, and she was saying, well, they're sending us home with all of our equipment to be prepared to work from home. Okay. That's what we understand. So, wow. And it literally was the next Tuesday that all the schools closed down and things just started shutting down. We took a week off from the lessons with our academy just to try and figure things out. But thanks to technology, and video conferencing, we've been able to resume after a week, of kind of bringing our instructors up to speed. Okay. We've been able to resume the majority of our lessons and instruction and continue that on through this time, which has been really great. There's only been a couple of families that just went, hey, right now we're uncertain, our financial situation's uncertain, and we just can't afford to continue to do that. So all of our lessons are for fee because we've got a full slate of instructors that we support, as they teach. So so that's been really difficult navigating. Of course, the cafe with all the social distancing has had to shut down, gradually shut down. We've been able to just yesterday and today, we had tried increasing our deliveries, but that didn't really make up for being open the full, number of hours that we had been open. So we shut down for a week and started trying to figure it out. So kind of gone to our catering order system and online orders and trying that these 2 days, yesterday and today. And so far that's gone fairly well with people supporting us through catering more bulk type orders, which does allow the kind of covering of hours in order to keep our employees here. We just want to, we don't care if we make money. We just want to be sure that we keep our employees covered and that we continue to service the community. Yeah. So we're navigating it just like anybody else. We've got, where the thing that has really kind of hit us is all of our events were moving into our busiest season, which is the summer, with all of our event base, our camps, and all those kind of things. And all of that is really just very uncertain at the moment. Whether even if the basic shutdown of this, is over by then, whether the economy will support, what we do, Yeah. So as far as the arts are concerned and the families, we do with our camps, we do a lot of scholarships anyway. About 46% average over the last 6 years of our camp enrollees have received some kind of financial scholarship to attend our camps. So, but we get those monies through sponsorships and through some grants and those kind of things. And we don't, all of that's kind of up in the air at the moment. So, we're just navigating day to day and trying to continue to meet the needs of families and put through our social media out there some encouragement, some distraction from the fears and the care of it all. Trying to put some things out there that are positive, and give people more to focus on than just the fears that our general media circulates.
There's a lot of fear out there. That is true. There's I think sometimes we forget that the media in many ways is also in the entertainment industry.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, how much real news happens that you have to report on in a 24-hour period. So
pretty much. Anyway. Yeah. So maybe it'd be a good idea to rewind a little bit and introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about Carpe and what Carpe is.
Okay. So I'm Ron Alley. I'm the CEO founder of Carpe Artista. We're an arts nonprofit. We focus on two main things, and that is arts education, okay, and community development through the arts. So we have an Academy of the Arts where we teach private instruction in just about any music instrument or singing or songwriting that you can think of. We do visual art with drawing, painting, sculpting, mixed media, photography, all of those kind of things. Then we also are pretty active with musical theater programs, and then we move into other areas with culinary and with some of the technical arts things like audio and video and lighting, and we're trying to move into those things. So that's the education part. And we even have an advanced training program for high school junior seniors that's curriculum based, that's leadership development based. But then we have community development part, which we've developed in the Depot District with trying to, over the last 9 years, working with the town to kind of carry the banner for turning the historic district into an arts district and giving life to it and revitalization by fueling it with the arts and arts education and arts and cultural events and our little cafe that I'm sitting in right now, because we're trying to in some way find a way to continue to service our community through the cafe.
So a month ago, how many people were coming through the cafe in a given day or week?
Oh, I don't know. In a week, probably 150 maybe in a given week. Just varied, spread out.
Okay. I know from my little corner, it seemed like there was a pretty steady stream. Obviously, busy times in the morning and in the evening, but it seemed like there was a steady stream. There were always people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, so that obviously, right now there's nobody. There's you.
It's empty.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can't, and we don't want to. Honestly, we don't want to contribute to to any potential of spread or infecting anyone. We care about people too much to try and do that. We have, just trying to navigate how do we continue to keep our employees engaged and support them through this as well. So, we're looking into some of the aid packages that are coming out right now, and already have applications begun to at least one of those, and looking at another one. So
okay. Okay.
So anyway,
good. The small business aid is that what that is?
The PPP, the Paycheck Protection Plan, is an immediate one, and I've spent. It's rolled out in a very short period of time, and I've spent the last about 48 hours just with my head glued to videos and emails and links and web pages, just trying to figure out what all is covered and how to potentially manage those things, and help us. Those kind of things help us stay here, and come through this so that we're still here.
Yeah. I know. Yes, I think it was yesterday that I picked up some coffee, curbside pickup, which you guys have always done curbside pickup. But
right, and a lot of people didn't know that actually before this time.
Now they know.
They're finding out, how to get to the drive up, park and go in and go, pick up and go and leave.
And you're still able to do that now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're doing with our pickup right now is we're scheduling orders that are being they're catering orders, so they're more bulk orders. They're not single meal orders, but they're bulk orders, and we schedule at 30-minute increments, so we're not overlapping anybody being here at the same time. Of course, we're cleaning before and after, and those kind of things, before someone gets here, and it's just a pickup pay, and then they're gone. So
yeah,
so that's how we've chosen to try and manage it.
And that's every day. I know Gennardi's down the street is condensing theirs. How are you doing?
Yeah,
yours?
It's not every day. We're just doing, right now we're kind of testing it. This is our first time, Thursday, Friday, and possibly Saturday. So like 3 days in the middle part of the day, starting in the morning and then go into the early afternoon. So generally 9 o'clock pick up till 3 or 3:30, depending on what works well for the schedule of those who are picking up. So.
Okay. And you still have bills to pay. You were telling me that you've got a maintenance issue that you're working on today, right?
Oh yeah, we came in today, and apparently we have a plumbing leak. So when it rains, it pours, I guess.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we've got folks that can work with us on that, and give us some grace while we work through all our funding possibilities. And the struggle with the academy is that we had just like I said, had just taken on the responsibility of a new rent and maintenance and for that new space, and then right on the heels of having the ribbon cutting, and we have to shut down. So that's just kind of tough,
Yeah.
But we'll come through it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to make it happen. And I'm thankful for the promise of the from our government, who is making financial solutions available even to nonprofits. It's kind of an unprecedented time. The SBA hasn't made these kinds of provisions available to nonprofits before. and this is the first time that they have. So I'm grateful this didn't happen, a long time ago when nonprofits wouldn't have been able to take advantage of that, or we wouldn't have sustained this at all.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about the cafe and the cafe's hours. Is Artista shut down for now, or how does that look? How does Carpe Artista?
Well, the thing that of course had to shut down that we actually depend on we had just, with the new academy space, had just shifted the use of our 101 building to event rental space, and we had that rented out all the way through till the beginning of the summer already, and all of that has just had to be canceled. Yeah. So we were anticipating that income, over that time to sustain that space, and it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been hit on multiple fronts here, as far as that's concerned. Because we do so many different things, with our events and the different spaces, and so it's kind of slapped us around in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. What about looking ahead to Simply Smyrna? Do we know where that stands right now?
Well, we've been I've been keeping the attitude of a 30-day out and reevaluate. So we're just kind of holding out with a determination until the end of this month, and then looking into where we are with all of the social distancing that is required right now. Yeah. If there's not a significant lift to that, at the end of the month, then we'll probably have to look at either cancel or pushing it out, one or the other. Yeah. And pushing it out's difficult because, you get into things that are already scheduled, later in the year. So it becomes more difficult to schedule something new. So,
yeah, we may have Simply Smyrna and Depot Days back to back if we're not careful.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It just, everything's just kind of up in the air and day to day right now. So right now we're planning to go ahead with it.
Okay.
Based on what we know. Now that could change.
Okay. Good, because I've got my booth reserved. So
yeah, right.
I hope we get to go ahead with it.
Yeah. So we want to continue. It's our goal to continue, and still be able to do all of our camps, and we even scheduled a new camp, a new theater camp for that first week in June this year.
Okay.
That would have students working on a musical that week leading up to Simply Smyrna, and they were going to do that musical, perform that musical as a part of Simply Smyrna in the 101 building.
Okay.
So the plan was to do their first performance on that Friday night, and then have one or two performances in the 101 building during Simply Smyrna. So a broader group of people, a broader group of our community could actually see what they're doing and what that program is about. So we're moving ahead as though it's going to happen and trying to make some provisions, but knowing that, there is a question mark there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's true for every community across the country right now, or the world for that matter. Is lots of question marks. Before we got started, you were telling me about using Zoom, and how have you been able to use technology in general, not just Zoom, but technology in general, to make up for some of the services that you've offered previously face to face?
Well, we saw let me take it in increments here. Okay. The different entities, with the technology, new technology, and the delivery services that have come online, with Uber Eats and well, there's like 3 different ones. I'm trying to remember them because I don't. Our cafe deals with them directly every day, and I don't. But we saw those pick up significantly, which was really great. We're glad that we can extend those pickup options for the cafe, and we'll continue to do that after after this is all over with.
Yeah.
But of course, it's been slowed because we've had to slow our hours, and how we service as far as our food is concerned, fruit and coffee.
Right.
But we'll pick that back up. So that technology and those services have been really great, and I look forward to that. People knowing more about that, and that being able to support the cafe more after we come out of this. With our lessons, our instructors transitioned pretty quickly to utilizing Zoom for online art lessons and music lessons, and continuing their weekly scheday with students who need something to do right now because they are homebound.
Right.
And they want something to do that's more entertaining than just doing schoolwork, So I think it's been really great to start that up, and we'll probably continue some of that as interim options. Right now there's a little challenge with the audio delay of the platform and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But our instructors are navigating through it and able to, they're just being flexible and dealing with it and moving on and trying to help students continue to pursue their art form, and their training. The good thing about it is the students have lots of time to practice.
That's true.
So it is another thing for them to do with their time when they're confined, and don't have something better to do than just watching movies or playing video games.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So not that there aren't some benefits in that, but it gives them another option, of continuing to pursue a skill that they can fall in love with because they can spend the time and attention doing it. So that's those have been really good. It's kind of pushed us to begin to consider those as alternatives. I don't think we'll ever use it as a full alternative to actually, live one-on-one lessons, because, actually seeing position and technique and those kind of things are really important, especially when playing instruments and those kind of things. But certainly as an alternative, if a student has to be gone for a period of time for one reason or another, or during the summer when they're on vacations, those are options for continuing, instruction even during those times. So in that respect, it's kind of cool. So it's helped our staff actually, because we schedule now regular staff meetings by Zoom, and then have a follow-up, just 30-minute check-in by Zoom wherever they are at the end of the week. So it's actually a better connectivity and pattern than what we were doing.
Okay.
So it's really kind of cool. We'll probably continue it in some way even after this is over.
Yeah, when it becomes the norm to be able to check in no matter where you are, and to not have the excuse of like I couldn't make it to the meeting because the meeting's right there on your phone, then why not Why not adapt it?
Right. And, for short meetings like that, short check-ins, it's really great and very effective, So, so anyway, we're, we're still smiling. We're still laughing. We're looking for ways to enjoy life, even in the midst of all of this, and actually take advantage of some of it to slow down a little bit and refocus all over again on those things that really are important, that are really essential, and that's our relationships with our families and our loved ones and the people that we're in community with. And I think it's overall it's in some ways going to be a good thing.
There are definitely some advantages to everybody sitting down and having a little bit of quiet time. And I see people connecting, families connecting in different ways than they had before, and that's healthy. It's
absolutely
good.
Yeah.
I'm also glad to be in a town where it's safe and fine and beautiful to go walk and socially distance, right? Physically distance, but still we're not all cooped up. We can get out, we can walk the neighborhoods and wave to the neighbors and all that.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and the thing that I noticed when we've had to go to the grocery stores or those kind of things, people tend to keep their heads down and divert eye contact and those kind of things because we are social distancing, but it's almost like a suspicion. So we have to get back into the patterns of looking one another in the eye, even though it may be from 6 foot, 5 foot or 6 foot.
That's true.
And at least smiling and acknowledging that someone's there and that they're going through the same things we are. They're uncertain too, sometimes more uncertain than we are. And they need encouragement. They need to see a smile. They need to have someone speak kindly to them and acknowledge that they're there.
I've got a friend that has 5 kids at home. And so obviously a trip to the grocery store on any regular day looks like a cart full of stuff, and that's going to last a week. Maybe. Depends on how much the kids eat. And so we've got to be careful not to be unduly suspicious when we see our neighbors out there doing the normal thing that they should be doing. We should be taking care of our families and feeding ourselves and all of that good stuff.
Right. And I mean, I don't mean to be morbid about this, but the reality is that at some point we're all going to come in contact with the virus. Yeah, we are. That just is. Yeah. And so we have to be ready for that. We have to make sure that we're healthy. The rest that we're getting right now is great for our immune systems and building us back up. Many times I think our health is disturbed by the fact that the pace of our life is so heavy that we're not in healthy places. So I think we need to focus on those kind of things and making sure that we're getting the physical and the emotional and mental health all in order right now, and because we're able to do that.
That's a very, very good point. There's a level of stress now that's associated with the unknown and dealing with the whatever the future holds. You don't know.
Sure.
But we have come from a very fast-paced, very stressful, several, years now, and putting everything on hold right now is feeling pretty good in some ways.
Yeah.
Not economically, I know that. But
no, I get that. But I would agree with you. I think we just need to focus on the good things about it and know that there will be solutions as we go. When we become so focused on the what ifs, there is no place for faith. There is no place for hope. So let's don't focus so heavily on the what ifs, and focus on what we know, and let the hope continue to be bright, for when we come out of this, because we're resilient people. We just are. We'll find ways to do it.
Oh yeah. It's a temporary situation, and really any way that you look at it, as far as a pandemic and what happens economically with societies, is it comes back up, and it comes back up. We have been in a period of, and I'm not an economist, but I'm looking at stuff, and it's, the economists are saying, well, we've been in a period of growth, and there's going to be a dip, and then it's going to go back, and we'll catch up to where we were, and we'll keep going. And I think the question is, well, how long will that take? And we don't know. We don't know.
And I don't know what this could lead to. But certainly we know there's going to be a new norm.
Yeah. As long as we get back to shaking hands and giving hugs.
I think that's the key. And that's exactly what I mean. That we will find. During this, we've got to get back to what really is important. What are essential things, and what are the key components of what we need, and that is community and hope.
Yeah.
Community and hope.
Yeah.
Connectivity, and certainly technology in some ways has given us more connectivity right now than we've ever had before.
It's true.
So I think focusing on those, getting outside of ourselves, just like you reaching out to me, and I appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure.
And giving ourselves the opportunity, to meet the needs of other people when they're down and need encouragement, and we can do that very easily.
Yeah, no, we can. Right
here,
right there.
All it takes.
It's true.
It's all it takes.
True. A friend called me yesterday. She had some, all of her smoke alarms went off in the house at the same time.
Goodness.
Yeah, I scared them to death. They called the fire department. They didn't know. But and then I kind of walked her through it. This is probably what it is, and not that I need to take responsibility for her smoke alarms. But anyway, the point I'm getting to is, then I see on Facebook this morning 4 little smoke alarms in a row, and she's telling everybody, if they're 5 years old or older, then you need to replace them. Okay. All right. Very good. We're still connecting. It's in a different way. It isn't necessarily running across the street and knocking the door and saying, come over, but we'll get back to that too. And
sure.
We can still stay connected right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And love one another in the midst of it, and give help when we need to, and just get outside of ourselves. That's the big thing. We need to get outside of ourselves and look to others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
speaking of outside of ourselves, so I was flipping through my my business cards and ran across a Carpe gift card.
Okay.
Are gift cards available, gift certificates? Is that a way that folks could help out at
sure.
keeping Carpe going?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We have gift cards available all the time, with Carpe Artista. So that's a way, with the cafe specifically, that you can help. So
okay.
Carpe Artista is a nonprofit, so if you would like to donate to support what we do, that certainly would be appreciated.
I'll put stuff down there when this goes on Facebook or YouTube and YouTube. But can you go ahead and tell us how to contact Carpe, the cafe, or
Sure. Yeah, Carpe Artista, all of our stuff's online, so www.carpeartista.com. And there are places there to request, to register for lessons. There are places there to actually donate to the organization if you'd like to support the organization. You can become a fan. Our fan program is really great. If you sign up to donate $30 a month, you get free coffee from the cafe and
really?
Some,
I don't think I knew that.
Well, and it has some limits on it, but I think it's, I'm trying to remember the different levels of what, but one of those levels, there is a, a key fob, key chain that identifies you, a Carpe Cafe or
Cool.
Carpe Artista that you can show to get coffee, and just different, different things, discounts on some of our camps and things that we do,
Mm-hmm.
So, but then Carpe Cafe, if you call, you can call the cafe and leave a message. It is 615-984-4040. Okay, we do have a answering service here. But then the best thing to do is either email the cafe, Carpe Cafe, Carpe-Cafe at carpeartista.com, or Ernie.Fabian at carpeartista.com. He's our cafe manager. Or go to one of our social media pages. Mm-hmm. They're very active. We have a great team that takes care of our digital media communication, and they're very active on there, monitoring when somebody sends a message or whatever. Of course, email's probably the safest thing, but any of those avenues you can contact us through. So.
Okay. And as far as ordering from the cafe, is the full menu? Is there a minimum, a maximum? How are you doing that these days?
There is there's a post on the Carpe Cafe Facebook page right now that has a modified catering menu that you can order from. That's how we're doing orders right now. Okay. And they're more bulk oriented. Of course, coffee by the bag, we still have great coffee from Raphael Roastery, and our Carpe Grog are all still available. And you can make arrangements for pickup as far as that's concerned. So okay. We even have K-Cups. A lot of folks don't know we have K-Cups, with Carpe Grog and our espresso. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we've been going through some grog at home. We found that it works really well in the espresso machine. So yeah. I've got a little coffee grinder, and so I grind it a little bit finer for our machine, and I'm getting spoiled. But well, thank you.
Well,
I'm glad you very much.
Glad you're enjoying it. So
we are.
Well,
is there anything else that you want to tell the folks out there?
No, I think just thank you for supporting. Thank you, Aaron, for being a team member, here. We've kind of built relationships with all the Front Street, the Depot District businesses, and please support them during this time. They need your support. We want them to be here. We want to be here after all this is done, so that we can continue to build the vision that we have for a really cool, area for our town and for the north part of Rutherford County. So help us stay here. We appreciate all the help that you can give. I know people are hurting right now too, so I get that. but anything that you can do to help support us is very much appreciated.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we didn't talk much about the vision, but there is a fantastic Depot District vision out there. Vision, I think vision is a great word for it. Is that also, where can we see that?
Well, there's some things on our website, on our about section of our website about what we, somebody getting stuff from the cafe, what we envision for our buildings in the Depot District. But there's also the town's continuing to move forward with the new linear park, the Zama Park, and the new stages are just finished and ready to go. So we're looking forward to that being available and being able to use it. So
it'll be used. It'll definitely be used. We'll get through this.
So, Aaron, I hate to cut this short, but it looks like my plumbers are here
to
look at our plumbing issue. Those essential workers, during this time. So,
hey, you take care of business. Thank you, Ron, very, very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for making this available.